Hey, welcome to the Easy Computer Fixes channel, and today we're going to talk about how to use a Ubuntu bootable disk to check for your computer problems that you might have. So it is a very useful disk. So Ubuntu, U-B-U-N-T-U. Go on the Ubuntu website. You can just type Ubuntu in Google and you're going to get there right away. It's a Linux distribution disk. It's one of the many versions of Linux you can have for your computer. What's cool about this version is that it has a full, easy to understand interface, and it has a bootable CD, so you can actually use Linux without even ever installing it in your computer. It has a version 13.10 and 12.10. I would suggest that it's the version 12 that you get, because it is, I think, a better choice for support, and it is supported until 2017, so it means that it has lots of updates that are going to come along, while 13.10 is actually a version that has only 9 months of updates. Once you've got the ISO file download from the Ubuntu website, you make either a DVD or a thumb drive, bootable thumb drive with the instructions they have on the site, or you just make your disk. And then you select on your computer the bootable device. On this Dell machine it's F12. On other machines it can be F10, F2, F1. It depends on the brand of your computer. You have to get to the bootable drives, like you see here, my list: internal hard drive, CD, DVD, onboard NIC. So I'll insert my DVD now, and of course choose CD DVD drive on my computer. If you have a bootable thumb drive, then you'll select USB drive on the list. The USB thumb drive boot is nice because if you don't have a DVD or CD drive on your computer, then you can boot from a USB thumb drive. Now, don't be scared. You can boot from this. It does not alter or change anything in your computer as long as you don't click the install button. So it's basically an operating system that's loading in memory. What's nice about this is that it helps you track down computer problems. And first, you might have error messages when it's booting because it needs to initialize everything in your computer. You never know if there's something wrong. It might actually give you a black screen with an error messages. If it says it can't initialize, for example, the graphics card, you might know that your graphics card has a problem, or sound card, or Ethernet card, Wi-Fi, hard drive. It tells you what it can't do. So that's the first step. If it's booting, it stops and it gives you error messages in the black screen, you know there's a hardware problem in your computer. That's the first thing. For other types of problems, for example, you are in Windows or on your Mac, you don't have internet access, and you're wondering, is your network card dead, or is it just that something's wrong in Windows, the drivers, or viruses, or on your Mac, maybe a problem with the network card is possible, and you want to test it out, and you want to know if everything works well on a computer. Booting to Ubuntu helps you actually diagnose that. If Ubuntu works well and you can surf the web and it doesn't freeze, there's a good chance that the problem is in the operating system. So maybe Windows has a problem, or maybe your Mac OS X install has some kind of a problem. But if it's hardware, then you'll know, because Ubuntu will also not work well. It's going to freeze, it's going to display error messages, and you'll know that if Ubuntu cannot boot, then chances are it's your hardware in the machine and not the software itself. Pinpointing the hardware can be difficult though, because it depends on your machine, and Ubuntu will like I said, display some error messages if there's hardware problems. You can sometimes pinpoint this. For example, a few weeks ago, I pinpointed that a client had a bad graphics card because Ubuntu would display all sorts of error messages that were talking about the graphics card itself. So you let it boot, as you see here, and at a certain point you'll be prompted to choose what you want. The reason why I choose Ubuntu is because it's one of the easiest, for people that just don't understand much on computers. This is one of the easiest operating systems to use. So here you have the famous window. If you just want to try, you click Try Ubuntu, and this will not alter anything. If you click Install, it's going to install on your hard drive, and you might not want that. If you just want to test it out, just click Try Ubuntu, and it's going to continue loading the operating system in memory, and it does not alter any files on your hard drive. It does not change anything in your operating system, so there's no fear, there's no problems. Like installing Ubuntu is different. There it will change the hard drive, change many things. And once you're on, then you should see that there might be a cool Linux software working, or maybe a problem of some sort. If there's ever a problem, try to pin down and write down the messages that you get in the error messages. They're going to help you understand what type of problems you might have. And so if you have the operating system booting up like you see here, that means that you now have a cool Linux distribution. And of course on the left side you've got Firefox, where you can search the web or go on the web to see if the web works. And basically if you get up to here without freezing, with no problems, and you can go on the web with the Firefox browser, usually means that everything is okay. So this is a full operating system. You have on your left side all the icons of different software, including the system settings, if you want to see system settings. It works in memory, so it's not doing anything on your hard drive. And you can of course check for additional drivers, and so check what's happening if things are working. So there's additional drivers. And here's licensed proprietary driver. You can activate here if it says some of the drivers are proprietary. This is my network card driver. So if your computer's acting up, working badly, freezing up, what I suggest is you boot here and you work and surf the web and go around the operating system in Ubuntu for half an hour, an hour. If it's for email or searching the web, just use Firefox on the left side and go on the web. And use your computer on the web like you would use it normally. With the Firefox it should work pretty well. There are extensions that aren't installed in this mode, but it should normally work. So this is pretty much what you have to do. You try to work your way in your computer and boot it up. If it works well, if after an hour or two that you're using Ubuntu you have no problems, chances are that the problems are not hardware, mostly in the operating system. So check your Windows drivers, or maybe Mac OS 10, or reinstall Windows or Mac, your Mac operating system, because usually if it's hardware, Ubuntu will crash at some point or freeze. If it's not hardware, most of the time Ubuntu works extremely well, and then you'll know that everything's okay. So it's a quick and easy way to test a computer, make sure it works. Maybe the computer, you found it, or you have a computer that somebody gave you and they're not sure. Well, you can boot this disk on it, and if it boots up, it's a great way to test it up, and then you can install whatever operating system you might want. Another great thing about Ubuntu is on older computers like this one that I have now, it makes a great operating system that you can actually load and work with, which is pretty cool. So hopefully I've helped you a little bit understand how you can at least test your machine to make sure it works well with a Ubuntu disk. And if everything's okay, you can just either shut down the computer directly, or you can go on the upper right side in Ubuntu, there's a little pinwheel, and there you'll have shutdown available, where you'll shut down the operating system. And there you click the shutdown button, and you know that you'll have a great computer that works well. So Ubuntu, you can go and get it on the Ubuntu website. It's easy to download, and then you burn it on a disk or a thumb drive. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments or questions on what you've seen, let us know. And maybe you have a video you'd like us to make. Why not ask away? We'll try to put any video online, and hopefully you'll come back to the Easy Computer Fixes channel. Bye bye.